Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was like 2 seconds away from rescheduling the show till tomorrow morning. And the reason why is I'm super tired, guys. So anybody who's like following us on the Patreon and the members, you know, it's been a really tough week, a lot of work. And I got both of my days off taken. The first day I had off, which was Friday, I had to come in on my day off to go testify in a grand jury. For that case, we did get a true bill, so that's a good thing. You don't know the details, but it's a good thing. And then while I'm getting ready to testify for the grand jury, my boss calls me and was like, yo, I got terrible news for you. I'm like, oh boy, what did I do? And he's like, yeah, man, they got this No Kings thing happening on Saturday. We got to take your day off. And so now you're not going to have no days off this week. So I did the No Kings thing, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, because people were very well behaved and respectful, and they just came out to say no kings, and that was it. So that was good, but I haven't had any days off. And so I'm super, super tired. And then I come over to the computer and boom, I see 1,000 people waiting to hear me talk about Nancy Guthrie. So I was like, you know what? The show must go on, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God!
So we're here. All right. So hit that like button, support the channel. We're gonna power through this, guys, because there's a lot of good information. It is too much information though. So we had to make this pretty much a part 1 and a part 2. So there's more information we'll cover tomorrow if we don't decide to put a different show in between. But this is going to be a 2-parter because there's just so much information we have because we have to catch up on a lot of different things. So I want to start off first with this mystery note thing, and then we're going to react to Nancy's first interview, since like real one-on-one interview since this horrible thing has happened. Big shout out to Tina, by the way. I think people are saying it's her birthday, man. Happy birthday, Tina. We love you. Amen. All right, so let's jump into this. Make sure you hit that like button so we can get into the algorithm. Let's listen to what Matt Thibodeau has to say about this.
New developments could be emerging in the case of missing 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie out of Tucson, Arizona, after several suspicious signs referencing her were discovered around the outskirts of her neighborhood today. Detectives with the Pima County Sheriff's Department have responded and say they are now looking into the unusual activity, and we have proof of them looking right here. Authorities say that 3 separate signs have been found thus far, and investigators are currently reviewing video footage that reportedly shows a truck driving through the area around the time that the signs were placed. That footage is expected to be handed over to law enforcement as part of the investigation. Now, the signs have several names on it. It says Guthrie, Shimek, Yavapai, Sheriff.
I gotta tell you, I got my opinion on this, and some of you guys may not like it, but I got my opinion on it. I'll let him finish, and I'm gonna tell you my opinion. I've seen this before. You'll understand what I have to say when I say it.
Sheriff's Department, roads, $ lemons, state fire, chair. I think it says Connolly. I'm just seeing it says Carol in small print above Shimek, and there's also a plate number. I put this sign through ChatGPT, and this is what it gave me. So Shimek is probably referencing Carol Shimek, a woman from Prescott Valley who died in 2012. Her body was discovered in a remote area near Chino Valley in Yavapai County. Despite law enforcement investigating Carol's death, they have been unable to confirm if foul play was involved in her passing, and they also were never able to rule a COD or MOD for her. The other names are just random names. Dr. Rhodes, it says possibly referencing a doctor with the last name Rhodes, though there is no connection between Nancy and a Dr. Rhodes that we know of. Then there's Lenin's. This could be in reference to Vladimir Lenin. I looked up Vladimir Lenin. It says Lenin was a Russian revolutionary and political leader who lived mainly.
That doesn't spell Lenin. It says lemons. It's an M right there. This is an M. This is an N. That's an M. And Vladimir Lenin was Lenon. So this is not the same person, but go, let's keep going.
In parts of Russia and Europe during his life. He is known for leading the Russian Revolution, founding the Soviet Union, and spreading communist ideology. I don't know. I'm looking at the C word above.
This is bull crap, but I mean, we got to cover it because it was something that's posted over there. But I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. I mean, I'm so not impressed with it. jumped the shark and told you guys it's bullcrap before I wanted to. It's bullcrap, but let's go.
Connolly, I thought it said chair, but I'm wondering if it says chip with like a letter crossed
Man,
out.
listen, I don't have no proof that it's bullcrap, but I'm gonna tell you why I think it's bullcrap.
I looked up Chip Connolly, and that is a prominent litigator and founding partner of a law firm that is very successful. They're known as a law dragon. So I have no idea what these signs are supposed to be in reference to. Is this related to Nancy's disappearance? Is this someone giving law enforcement and the public a clue? Or is this someone who has a conspiracy theory and they're just putting all of these things together to get people talking?
All right, so let's jump into it. I receive emails weekly. Many of them are like pages long of rant and raves by schizophrenic people who find my professional credentials off the internet because it's out there. And this is my job email, you know, and you just got a lot of crazy people out there. And this sign with these words and these numbers and the way it's written, it's like, you know, the human brain can only operate so distinctly until you start seeing patterns in behaviors. I've seen this type of email and notes and letters from schizophrenic people before. I get the emails all the time, dude. Like, you know, I'm not going to show you because even though it's bullcrap and it's not like an official case, it still was sent to my professional email. So I'm not going to show you anything on this channel from my professional email or anything like that. But I mean, if I showed you one of those emails, you'd be like, oh yeah, man, this is the same stuff. There's a lot of crazy people. You know, it's not even fake tips. Somebody said that's crazy people contacting fake tips. No, it's not tips. It's like they're just nuts. They're like, you know, I am contacting you because of the import trade embargo that's happening in Kazakhstan. And I'm like, what? Like, they're not contacting you saying, hey, somebody's being abused and it's happening over here and there and everywhere. No. They're not even talking about my expertise. They're talking about international espionage and stuff like that. They're giving you random names and places and people without even any, you know, without even any allegations in many instances. Like, sometimes you get coordinates and stuff like that. So this is just a nut job. And nut jobs know how to drive too. And nut jobs have access to cars. Nut jobs often have their own places because a lot of times they, you know, they get in all types of programs, Social Security, welfare, whatever. So they have their own apartments and stuff like that. This is probably a nut job. I don't see where this is grounded in anything in reality that can help solve the Nancy Guthrie mystery. We got to cover it though, because this person is putting these signs around and it's got Nancy's name on it, Guthrie name at least. But I don't think that it's real. I think it's retarded. Anyway, let's keep going. I want to go over to the next exhibit. And guys, I apologize. My energy is going to be a little bit low because I am so fatigued, but I'm powering through, man. And, you know, it's late. I don't want to drink one of my miracle energy drinks and then I can't go to sleep. I'm actually really tired and actually want to get some of that tired sleep. You know, it's like so relaxing when you get that tired sleep. You feel so refreshed. So we're going to power through. All right, we're going to power through. Let's keep going.
Take me back to the day. It was, I guess, a normal weekend for you.
Yeah. So this is Nancy with her first major interview. She's got what's this guy? What's this lady's name? Is this Oprah's friend? No, this ain't Oprah. This is not Oprah's friend, right? This is, I don't know. What's this lady's name? I totally forgot. I don't be watching TV like that. What is this lady's? Hoda. No, this is not Oprah's friend. Hoda is different. Oprah's friend is the other lady. Well, this is Hoda. You might call her Yoda. Joda. She is known by many names. Okay, let's listen to her talk to Hoda. Let's keep going.
The weekend your mom went missing. Tell me what you were doing and what happened.
Well, I had given Mike for Christmas a boys' trip to go play tennis, and so he had been gone.
Wait. No disrespect to Nancy. I mean to Savannah. No disrespect to Savannah because she's grieving. I do want to point out, though, the miracle of makeup and the fillers. Like, look how stressed out Savannah looked before. The wrinkles, all that stuff. Maybe they're there before, maybe they weren't, but they filled all that in. And she looked like 10 years younger. But anyway, I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of her in any way. It's striking to me. It's striking to me. But man, if something like what happened to her family happened to me, I'd probably look even worse, man. Anyway, let's keep going.
For the weekend. So I took my kids actually to Carson's. So we had a beautiful, fun night together. And then I came home, and really it just got home at the same time that Mike came home. And we were just saying hi, putting down our stuff, and the kids were running around. And my sister called me, and I said, "Is everything okay?" And she said, "No." She said, "Mom's missing." And I said, "What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?" She said, "She's gone." And she was in a panic. I was in a panic. I'm like, "Call 911.
Yeah.
She's like, "I did. We've called them. They're here." And we thought that she must have had like some kind of medical episode in the night, and that somehow, the paramedics had come because the back doors were propped open, and that didn't make.
This is giving us some good information, because now we're getting confirmation from the family that the back door was propped open. And this is very sad. Big shout out to Miss Rue, $20 super chat. Says, "We appreciate you, Strategic. Shout out to the mods and research crew. Hashtag Black Bonnet Gang Gang." I love it. Black Bonnet Gang. Bang, bang, gang. There we go. That's a different show, though, but we appreciate you. This is the sad part. I'll tell you why this is so sad. I'll tell you why it's sad. It's sad because they probably could have caught those folks. I mean, not catch them like solve the case. There's no way of knowing that. But they could have gotten some good footage from those cameras if they would have got those cameras the day that the police were called. Notice the cameras that they didn't get was the camera that would have caught them going in and out, or at least out. The camera that would have caught the state that Nancy was removed from the property. Was she removed in a body bag? Was she removed on somebody's shoulder? Did she walk out? Was she dragged out? That was the camera that they left, the camera that they forgot, the camera that stayed on the roof with a solar panel, because I have the same cameras. And 2 of my cameras, out of the 7 cameras or 8 cameras I have, 2 of them are solar powered. The same exact brand of solar power, because only one company makes the solar power kit for the Nest cameras, that Westerstein or whatever website. So it doesn't matter if they turned off all the power in that house, that camera would have still run. That camera ran for almost a week until the FBI found that camera was forgotten and took it into their custody. That's a week of that camera recording over whatever footage it had in its cache, in its memory, on the server. And lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, it was the same camera that would have caught what happened in that back door. That camera was directly over that back door. It could have added a different dynamic to this case, because we would have known if Nancy was deceased on the property, because we'd have seen them taking her body out either on their shoulders or dragging the body out or in a bag or something like that. And or that camera could have shown us Nancy walking out of that house on her own, of course, under the direction and in the custody of her kidnappers. They forgot the camera, though. They set this case back light years. Let's keep going.
Any sense? We thought maybe they came and there's a stretcher and they took her out the back. But her phone was there and her purse was there and all her things. And it just didn't make any sense. So, Annie and Tommy had already called all the hospitals, but then I'm like, I'm going to call the hospital. So then I started calling the hospitals, and the police were there and talking to her at the same time, and it was just chaos and disbelief.
Within hours, Savannah was making the long journey home to Tucson.
You saw Annie and Cam when you got to their house. Tell me about that moment.
This is a really good interview, man. I'm awake now, because I need to evaluate this with everything I have. Like, she's giving us really good information. Big shout out to all the people who are watching us. We're almost at 300 people. And we're just like, what, 15 minutes into this live. So please hit that like button so we can get into the algorithm. The show could be shown to a wider audience. Let's keep going.
Belief and hugging each other.
Yeah.
And I think we were on the phone with the sheriff and trying to, really make clear from the very early moments, Annie and Tommy were saying this isn't that case that
Right.
you are used to where someone wanders off. She can't wander off.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, she was in tremendous pain.
Yeah.
Her back was very bad. She was trying to, on a good day, she could walk down to the mailbox and get the mail, but most days not.
Wow.
So there was no wander off.
Right.
And the doors were propped open.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was
The door's propped open like they need to carry something through it. The door's propped open. They need to carry something through it. Very interesting. Why people gotta be so mean? Sharon says fake sniffles and crying from Hoda. I mean, come on. Come on. Have a heart. I tell you, man, the internet be sucking the compassion out of people. We get disconnected. We forget that we're human sometimes. But anyway, let's keep going. Wow.
blood on the
I don't know. What she's describing to me right now is like almost like they were carrying a body out, to be honest with you.
front doorstep. And the Ring camera had been yanked off.
Yeah.
And so we were saying, this is
Yeah. Do something.
this is not
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
This isn't, something is very wrong here.
Yeah. Did you guys talk about what possibly could have happened? Like, what could have happened? What went down? Did you?
I think my brother, my siblings are so amazing. My brother, he spent his career in the military.
Thank you for your service. You guys know we love our military members on this channel. We are patriots here. And, that's actually the dream that I had when I was a young person, to be a Navy pilot. I think he's an Air Force pilot, but I wanted to be a Navy pilot. But thank you for your service, sir. Let's keep going.
And worked in intelligence and is a fighter pilot and is brilliant. And he saw very clearly right away what this was.
What he saw?
And even on the phone,
What did he see?
when I called him,
What did
He
he
knew.
see?
He knew.
and he said, I think she's been kidnapped
Oh.
for ransom.
Mm.
And I said,
Yeah.
what? Well, why? What? And then, it sounds so like, how dumb could I be? But I didn't want to believe. I just said, do you think because of me?
Oh, shit. That's sad, bro.
And he said, I'm sorry, sweetie, but yeah, maybe.
Oh, boy.
But I knew that.
Damn.
You did.
I hope not. We still don't know. Honestly, we don't know anything.
No.
We don't know anything. So,
Yo, what a crazy conversation to have with your brother. I'm not saying he's wrong, but, you look into him like he's the expert. Like, think about that. Like, something happens and, my sisters are looking at me for answers, and I'm like, yeah, maybe it happened because of you. What? What?
Oh my God!
Damn, that's deep. Let's keep going.
I don't
In
know.
my expertise, sis, it may have happened because of you. Damn.
Yeah.
That it's because she's my mom and somebody thought, oh, that girl, that lady has money, we can make a quick buck. That would make sense, but we don't know. But yeah, that's probably, which is too much to bear. To think that I brought this to her bedside, that it's because of me. And I just say, I'm so sorry, Mommy. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to my sister and my brother and my kids and my nephew and Tommy.
And listen, I'm not saying that the brother was being cruel. I don't want to come off. I'm just saying the reality of hearing it. You know, they're talking about why this would happen, and her brother gave his assessment on what he think the motivation would be. And his assessment was his honest assessment, and it's a assessment grounded in reality. It doesn't mean it's true, but it's grounded in reality considering the notoriety of his sister. And she's the one who said, do you think it was because of me? And then he said, well, yeah, it might be, you know? So I don't want to make it seem like the brother is like some cold-hearted assassin on his sister. It's like, yo, this is all your fault. How dare you being successful and rich? No, not at all. But it still is a heart-wrenching conversation to have with a family member. And just knowing that the possibility exists, I'm sure affected Nancy, or rather Savannah, profoundly. And you can hear it in her voice. Let's keep going.
My brother-in-law, I'm like, so sorry. I'm so sorry. If it is me, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We want to thank all of you for the prayers for our beloved mom.
In the initial days, you and your sister and brother sat together. In all the despair, you sat and managed to think of words to say. How were you able to do that in that moment?
Well, my siblings are amazing. And we are a unit. And I talked about how brilliant my brother is, but my sister is equally brilliant and also has special powers of intuition and faith and language and depth and heart. And I feel like we came together with all these beautiful gifts that came from our mom and dad and from God. And somehow together we did our best to come up with the words to say. And I haven't posted one thing or said one thing that the three of us haven't decided together. It is surreal. It's, how is it possible that we are having to make a video speaking to a kidnapper
Wow.
who took an 84-year-old woman in the dead of night in her pajamas with no shoes, without her medicine. This little person.
Boom.
And to beg for mercy.
In the days that followed, multiple notes demanding payment were sent to various media outlets.
All right, so I want to hear about this because I personally think that all of those ransom notes were fake. I think they're fake. And I'll tell you why I think they're fake. I think they're fake because I think they're fake. And I think that if the original kidnapper wanted to ransom Nancy, I think that they got spooked because when those ransom notes came in, everybody started covering. And I'm myself included, but I'm a stupid YouTuber, so who cares what I have to say? But on every single mainstream media channel, they all started bringing all these super CIA, FBI experts onto their shows to explain to the kidnappers how they're going to pretty much trace every single letter and, you know, every IP address and find them and destroy them. So if I'm the kidnapper and I'm like listening to CNN and they're telling me how they're going to find me, I'm like, nah, man, I'm not even going to do this no more. This is too risky. They're explaining how I can't even get paid without getting caught. Because if it's Bitcoin, they're going to find me if I move the money into a different wallet. If it's cash, they're going to check the serial numbers. If it's a money order, they're going to do this. If it's some food stamps, they're going to see the supermarket I went to. They're going to see However I get this money, they're going to find it. I think that spooked the bad guys. Now, before we go any further, please hit that like button, support the channel so that we can get into the algorithm and the show could be shown to a wider audience and we can grow to a larger YouTube channel. Let's keep going.
The ransom notes or ransom requests came. Did you believe those to be real?
There are a lot of different notes, I think, that came. And I think most of them, it's my understanding, are not real. And I didn't see them. But, you know, a person that would send a fake ransom note really has to look deeply at themselves.
Man, those folks are nuts, bro. Nuts. And listen, one did it in California and he got bail. He got bail. So that's the criminal justice system that we live in, that when you do catch them, nothing happens. He sent a ransom note. It was fake. Everybody uniformly agrees that it was fake. Even the conspiracy people on YouTube think that it's fake. They found him. They arrested him. And California let him out the same day. He didn't spend no more than 2 hours in jail before he was given bail. And I don't know. I think his next court date is like 6 months from now. Who knows?
To a family in pain. But I believe the 2 notes that we received, that we responded to, I tend to believe those are real.
Really? Why?
When the Ring camera video surfaced and you could see who that person was, just tell me what you thought when you saw those images of the person who took your mother.
I mean, it's just absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
It's just totally terrifying. And I can't imagine that is who she saw standing over her bed.
Yeah.
I can't. It's too much.
Yeah.
And I'm glad and grateful to the investigators and the technology companies that were able to find that video. So I hope, at least with people of good heart and compassion, stop the irresponsible and cruel speculation that had started to swirl.
Oh, you know who she talking to? You talking about Banfield.
Oh my God!
You talking about Ashley right now. That's who she talking about. Let's see what's good.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
I'm glad
boy.
that people saw
Yeah.
what came to our door.
Yeah. When you talk about the cruel speculation, the whispers, the innuendo that it was somebody in your family, how did you weather that?
It's unbearable.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And it piles pain upon pain. There are no words. There are no words. I don't.
You know, listen, I mean, you know, we all speculate on YouTube, you know, but it's never a good idea to say 10 toes down. 10 toes down. My sources said your source. Okay. You know, it's one thing when you got a case like Madeline Soto and you're reading the testimony and you have Jen Soto basically saying like, oh my gosh, I let my daughter go sleep with this guy. Like, huh? You let your daughter go sleep with your boyfriend? Why? You know, because I needed sleep. I was tired and I took my medication. Like, oh, well, why they have to sleep in the same bed? She was 13 years old. So you could easily say, yo, she's a terrible mom. You could say that because you got proof. But you got this case where, you know, it's like, what would be the motive? You know, of course, the family members are always going to be the first people you're going to look at. But, you know, the way she delivered that thing was like she was pretty sure that this guy was the culprit, and it was not cool. And let me tell you what I've learned about the YouTube. A lot of people who watch this stuff like drama. A lot of you guys like drama. I'm not hating on you. This is entertainment for you. You take it how you want to get it. I take this very seriously because this is my line of work. But some of you guys just watch this for entertainment. You can see it in the chat how people just approach this stuff. You know, like, oh, yeah, you know, like just crazy speculations, man, like insane speculations, you know? And so if you plant that seed and you've got 3 million people watching your show, right? You plant that seed that you're pretty confident because you have these people who are so close to the case telling you that this guy is the numero uno suspect. That is dangerous, bro. It's dangerous and it's irresponsible in my book. But hey, let's keep going. Who am I, man? I'm the guy who, like, you know, a couple thousand people watch me. Nobody cares what I have to say. Let's keep going.
I don't understand. I'll never understand. And no one took better care of my mom than my sister and brother-in-law.
Yeah, I said that.
And no one protected my mom more than my brother.
I said that. I said, yo, listen, look at all the time that the sister and the brother is spending with the grandmother. Like, yo, they got a special bond that's beyond probably the Air Force pilot brother and even Savannah, because these people live in different parts of the country. It's not that they love their mother any less. It's just that they spend more time. I gave you guys an example in my own family where my mother spends way more time with my oldest but younger sister and my nephew. My mother helps watch him while my sister does her thing, her career. So there's I would hate to say it, but it's a reality. There's a special bond there that's just a little bit different because they spend so much time together. It's just human nature, you know? They having dinner with her every night. They're playing cards with her. They're spending time with her. They check up on her daily. That's a different, you know, come on. Let's make it make sense. You know, let's keep going.
And we love her, and she is our shining light. She's our matriarch. She's all we have.
Savannah and her family stayed together in Arizona for weeks as the media coverage grew more intense.
We had to move houses many times because people came, and not everyone is respectful, unfortunately. You know? And there was a night we had to leave in the dark in the desert, holding hands, me and my sister and brother and I, get into a car waiting for us because the people outside were closing in. So we found a place that was safe, and then we couldn't really leave too much. So like those days are a blur.
Yeah.
Crying and praying.
How did your family feel about the way the investigation was conducted?
Well, it's still going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people have worked tirelessly. And we see that. But we need answers. We cannot be at peace without knowing. And someone can do the right thing. And it is never too late to do the right thing. And our hearts are focused on that.
You speak about your mom always in the present tense.
Yeah. I mean, she is present tense to me.
Do you feel her, or have you heard her any moments?
Yeah, a little bit.
Tell me about your mommy. Just tell me about her.
My mom she's incredible. She's resolute and strong. Quiet strength, quiet faith, but hard fought.
Quiet storm.
She's funny and a little mischievous, I would say, in her humor. She's a noble creature. She does what's right. She walks in faith, but not a fake, pious, put on faith, but like a grounded, earthy, she fought for it, faith.
When you posted Please Pray in the beginning.
Yeah, somebody said something interesting in the chat. Allegedly, in my opinion, says Savannah's a public figure. Of course, she'll be followed. I just think that's so disgusting that our society has sunk to that low where we feel like, and this is not allegedly, I don't think that this is what they believe, but there's a lot of people who believe that when you are in a public light, that you somehow forfeit some measure of privacy and decency and respect, that, you know, you don't deserve those things. Just because she's a reporter, you know, does not mean that people should follow her, should not be going to her home or trying to find her. That's why I set these straight boundaries here. People are like, hey, well, what's your real name, strategic, so we could talk? No, fuck no. You can't know who I am. You know, if you want to look it up, fine. But, you know, like, people need to understand that there needs to be healthy boundaries. And it's sad that this lady has to keep changing her homes because fools want to show up because she interviews people. Big deal, man. Like, come on. Like, there's too many weirdos in this world. But let's keep going. She had to change her house multiple times because of weird people who want to infringe on her privacy. Wow. And it's not even paparazzi. You know, no paparazzi follows her. It's weirdos. Weirdos that can't separate reality from fiction. And fiction is everything you see on the news. You know, fake news, guys. Come on. Let's keep going.
The ocean of love and prayers. Did you feel that? Did you sense what was happening?
I do feel prayers, you know, I do. I believe that. I think she would have been just amazed. Just truly amazed.
One of the images that stayed with me through all of this was you and Annie and Tommaso walking up and looking at the flowers and at the notes. As I saw that, I thought, oh, I wonder if Savannah's going inside, and what that must have felt like for you to go inside of your mom's, your childhood home, your mom's house.
Yeah, I mean, this is the house that we grew up in. It's really the only house I've ever known and remember. So we moved there when I was about 4, I think. It's the house where I came home on a Friday night at 16, and my mom and sister were on the couch praying and told me that my father had died. It's the house where all of our memories are, good and bad. So it's hallowed ground. My mom loved and treasured that house. In good years and lean years, they were able to hold on to that house. That's my mom's safe haven. It's really hard to see that violated, and the terror that she must have felt is unbearable. It's unbearable.
Tell me, while you were spending all this time in Tucson, your kids were home, what do they know?
Well, it's so hard with kids because, you know, you want to protect them. Vale would write me all the time, Mama, any leads? Any leads? Do you hear anything? You know, any hope? And I think that, you know, we tried to talk to them and try to give them a little more certainty than we have, to let them grieve, and for my little nephew Olmo too, you know, there's just a way in which this is even so much harder. And Annie and Tommy and Olmo, because they're there.
They're there, yeah.
And they were there every day for my mom. They made it possible for her to stay in the house we grew up in that she loved so much. I think she always stayed in that house because I think she still felt my father there. All our memories. You know, let her have her space. And there's just a way in which this is just even more excruciating for them and all that they've been through.
Right.
I know it was a
Like, I think she's also, you know, this is more low key addressing those allegations that Tommaso was numero one suspect. Hit that like button, support the channel, people. Hit the like button, support the channel so we get into the algorithm. We appreciate you. Just keep going.
hard decision for you, and I know you told me about this, was coming back here, leaving Arizona to come back to New York. Why was that so difficult, that choice?
I looked out the window of the airplane and just thought, where are you?
Yeah.
That desert, that beautiful desert that she loves. Where are you? How could I leave you? But my mom taught me a lot about grief. Our family knows grief. My father passed when I was 16 years old. He was only 49. It was a shock.
Wow. It sucks.
And I remember my mom saying in those early days when Daddy died, like, you have to get up and decide and do. Just decide and do. And I'd read that in a book that meant a lot to her and her grief. And so I always remember that. So I'm trying to decide and do.
Decide and do.
Just get up and decide and do every day. You know, I've felt terrible grief, and I felt unfathomable love and comfort.
Wow. That's very, very, very deep and telling. Big shout out to Snail Kite. She says, you don't have to read it. It's a 10-hour soup chat. Of course we got to read it because you took the time to support our channel. So we need to take the time to honor your message and read it to the world. She says, you don't have to read this. Love this show and this community. Thanks for all you do, strategic mods and research crew. I appreciate you for the financial support. We appreciate you. Let's keep going.
The goodness and kindness of God is remarkable.
Yeah, so Rebecca said two messages. I'm going to address both of them. The first one was she was kind of surprised like that the brother would say that he thinks she was kidnapped. Yeah, if you have any law enforcement experience, and I say this like in terms of the brother, he was in intelligence, and that's almost law enforcement a little bit because we do a lot of intel work. You would look at this and you'd immediately say either A, she was murdered, or B, she was kidnapped for money. And people mostly kidnap people for money. So it wasn't remarkable. I don't think any other evidence existed at the time that would have said, hey, this is a kidnapping. It's just common sense for a law enforcement person to come to that realization. And then her second message says, why did Annie say mama is missing? She's gone. Sorry about that. Here we go. Mama's missing. She's gone. Would you ask, have you heard from mama? This is like, come on, people. You know, do you know where she is? Instead of she called police and didn't call Savannah. Savannah's in New York. You know she's in New York. You know your mom can't walk more than 10 feet because her back is messed up and she's old. She's 84. Why would I call my relative in New York and say, hey, have you seen mom? No, I know you're not here. And I know that I just dropped mom off at 9 p.m. the night before. And mom didn't tell me that she was going to be going to New York to visit Savannah Guthrie. Of course, she would not say, have you seen mom? She's going to say mom is missing because she knows that y'all weren't going to be seeing each other anytime soon. So it's like, you know, come on, guys. Like, I think we are searching so hard, and maybe it's my toxic empathy for the night. Like I haven't slept. I've been working like crazy. I haven't had one day off, in a very long time. So maybe I am experiencing delusions of toxic empathy. And I just don't understand why people are fishing so hard to find a conspiracy that Savannah Guthrie or Annie Guthrie or Annie Tommaso, whatever her name is, or Tommaso himself, I don't know, that these people had something to do with the mother when there's no evidence that's come out so far that has anything to do with leading to police to the doorsteps of Annie and Tommaso or Savannah. I want to let these people grieve, man. And I'm just tired of the internet. Now that I'm on the internet and I'm an internet personality that nobody cares about, I'm just tired of the toxicity in this internet culture where we're constantly just trying to make everybody out to be a bad guy. And I'm not picking on Rebecca or anybody else. It's something that I'm noticing. It's like everybody's the bad guy. We don't even think that way in law enforcement. Like when I'm doing real cases in the real world, this is not considered like, oh yeah, you're a critical thinker. You're blaming everybody. It's noise. It's white noise. We're following leads. We're not just throwing stuff on a whiteboard and see what sticks. We're not just like shooting darts everywhere. Like, this guy's a suspect. That guy's a suspect. This guy's a suspect. Like we're making grounded decisions based off of facts and evidence. That's not what's happening here. We're just making shit up. Like it's weird. I don't know. But it's also damaging to real people because real people have to listen to this. And real people have to see that they're being blamed for killing their own loved ones. And that's I don't know, man. There's something about that I'm not comfortable with.
And in equal measure to my sorrow. Wow. She showed us how to survive the unimaginable. When she lost my dad, she was 46 years old. She had 3 kids. She had never worked outside the home. She had to get up. She had to find a job. She had to mother 2 teenagers and 1 young adult just starting making his way into the world. She took care of her mother, her brother, who had Down syndrome. She invited to come live with us. She worked part-time to make ends kind of meet. She found a way, another job, a job she turned into a full-time job, a job she turned into a career. She had a second life of purpose and meaning. She had 1 million friends. She stayed strong for us. She was resolute. She was real. She grieved. I remember moments in my childhood and those days after my dad died. She was so strong. But some mornings, before dawn, when she thought we were still sleeping, I would hear her crying at my door. To not be alone in her grief. So she taught me to be strong, but she taught me to be true. My faith is strong and resolute, but I, early on, felt that I heard, for one of the very few times in my life, I did hear God speak to me. As I said to myself, I can handle anything, God. I can handle anything. I just can't handle not knowing. We can't handle not knowing.
Yeah.
I have to know. And I heard a voice. And it said, you do know where she is. She's with me.
Oh, wow.
She's with me.
Deep. That's deep, man. That's deep. Big shout out to everyone who's watching the show right now. We have almost 450 people, well, over 450 now, just jumped up. Please hit that like button so we can get into the algorithm so that the show could be shown to a wider audience. Thank you for the email, Tartar Minx. I saw it. Appreciate you for showing that love. Listen, you guys can have your opinions if you like. It is what it is. But like, once again, on this show, you come here for a professional opinion. So I'm just giving you guys my observations as a professional, but can't change anybody's minds, man. You guys believe whatever you want to believe in your basements, just like I'm in my basement telling you my opinion on the internet. It is what it is. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. It's very sad stuff here.
So whether she is on this earth still, or whether she is in heaven, I know where she is. I know who she's with. Mm-hmm. But we need to know.
Did you wrestle with your faith throughout this? You're resolute and strong like your mama. But did you, at some point during all of this, have to wrestle with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not done. Mm. But God doesn't tell us not to wrestle with him.
Damn.
This isn't some cheap faith. And my mom taught me that.
I like that they're people of faith, you know, like I got my own relationship with God. It has morphed as I gotten older, a little bit more personal and not as structured as I was raised in the church. It's a more personal experience and faith. But I love when people have faith, whatever faith that may be, that they believe in something. Because I feel like if you don't believe in nothing, then you stand for nothing, you know? And I feel like faith grounds us in morality. It kind of keeps us honest. If you don't think nothing exists after the here and now, then what is the point in being a rational, moral person? You have nothing to answer to. Or at least the way I think is that people stay honest by having something to answer to, even including myself. And faith gives us that accountability. And I love the fact that she discusses her faith. And if you're not a faithful person, that's okay. You know, we love everybody here. The witches, the Wiccans, whatever, you know, we don't like the devil worshipers. If you some demon, you better stay off this channel, okay? Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell no!
Emphasis on the hell no. But everybody else, you are welcome here. But I love the fact that she's a faithful person. Let's keep going.
God only requires our authentic presence. And that he has. But I never doubted. One of my mom's best friend told me that she had been going through a hard time, and she said to my mom, how have you kept your faith all these years? What? Losing your husband, all the different things that my mom had been through. Like, Nancy, how do you keep your faith? And my mom said to her, well, where else would I go? And I hold that with me. But faith is how I will stay connected to my mom. God is how I'm holding hands with my mom.
Amen.
And I won't let sadness win for her. She taught me. See, I saw her grieve. I saw her world shatter. I saw it. And I saw her get up. And I saw her believe. And I saw her love. And I saw her hope. And I saw her smile. And I saw her laugh. I saw her joy. I saw her love of the world. And
this lady got a script writer or something, because this is powerful. If she's just spitting this from her soul, oh my God. This is powerful stuff right here. Wow.
And sure, I saw her belief. I saw her faith. She taught me. She taught all of us. And I may not do it as well as her, but I will do it I will do it for my kids. I will. I will not fall apart. I will not let whoever did this take my children's mother from them.
Wow.
I will not let them take my joy. They will not take my sister's joy. They will not take my brother's joy. They will not take our love. They will not take our faith. But our anguish is real.
Very sad, man. Very, very sad. Very sad. I feel her pain, man. You know, this is very sad. And you know, strategic don't be getting all mushy with you like that. And this is definitely hitting me in my soul. I feel for Savannah Guthrie right now. This is powerful stuff, like Erica B said. You know, I wish that the police would have did a better job on this case. And you guys know I am back to blue. You guys know I'm a patriot. I love our military. I'm back to blue. I support our law enforcement officers. I am a law enforcement officer. I always tell you guys, listen, it is what it is. This ain't a channel for the people who don't believe in those things. And even I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, I'm not telling you because I'm on the internet and I want to be salacious and I want views. Man, I ain't getting no views. I get the views that God sends me. There's nothing I can say or do to give me an extra view. The only thing I can do is just be me. And that's it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It is what it is. You take it with, it's a buffet. You take what you want, you leave the rest. I'm telling you because I am certain about it, to my ability, to the best of my abilities, and my 19 years and counting of law enforcement experience, that they dropped the ball on this case. They dropped the ball on this case. What you're looking at is a law enforcement failure. Did they do it? Listen, I am a conspiracy theorist sometimes. I believe in the aliens wholeheartedly. 1000% I believe in the aliens. We talk about this on this channel all the time. I don't think there's any conspiracy on this one. I don't think it's no Epstein. I don't think it's none of that stuff. And if you believe in it, I'm not faulting you. You believe whatever you want because we don't know the truth. So who am I to tell you that Epstein has nothing to do with this case? But I don't think so. What I think happened, aside from this mystery kidnapping, because I don't know what the hell happened with that. I don't think that Nanos purposely threw this case. I don't think that the police officers purposely, as we say in my business, we call it shit cannon. When you do a terrible job on a case or a police response, you shit canned it. You just threw it away. You bust a big old poop in a can and you kick that thing down the hill. I'm gonna tell you what I know happened from my psychic abilities that don't exist. Big shout out to Obsidian, by the way. She gave me a super chat. I'll read it at the end. I'm freestyling right now. You understand, Obsidian. And she's celebrating 15 months as a White Shield. And she's instrumental part of the show with her research skills. And we love her and all the other people on the research crew. Some of them don't want to be named, that show us love and help put the show together. I'm going to tell you what happened. Everything that could go wrong, that would go wrong and was going wrong, went wrong at the worst possible moment, but the moment that would expose all of those wrongdoings. I just spoke a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo to you. Let me make you understand. Nanos is a terrible sheriff, in my opinion, aka Thanos. Nanos, aka Thanos, is a terrible sheriff who ran on a platform that he was not going to support ICE. So all the people who had political ideology decided to vote for Nanos, even though he's a terrible sheriff, because the other person who was running against him was like, nope, I'm going to help ICE. So Thanos won because of political ideology. Listen, I don't fault people for voting for what they believe in. This is not me judging the voters, but unfortunately, his inability to be a good sheriff was exposed when you finally got a real case. See, when nobody cared about the dead meth addict in the desert, nobody cares about that person. Nobody cares about all the burglaries. Insurance will pay that. They'll buy you a new TV. But finally, a major case came, and now we got to see all the cracks in the armor of the Pima County Sheriff's Department. And because Thanos, aka Nanos, is a terrible sheriff, he lost all of his experienced investigators and police officers to neighboring departments that make more money. See, in those areas, you could just put a transfer in to go to a different department. You don't got to take tests and do all the stuff that you got to do. In my state, you got to do all kinds of stuff for you to go to a different department. In those states, you just got to put a transfer in. If they want you, they take you. So if you are the sheriff of a neighboring county or you're the Metropolitan Police, and here's this 15-year veteran detective that wants to transfer to your department because he hates working for Thanos, what are you going to do? You're going to say, oh, hell yeah.
Oh my God!
You're going to say, oh, I'll take you in a heartbeat. Not to mention that the Pima County Sheriff's Department is one of the lowest paid sheriff's departments in Arizona. It's one of the lowest paid departments in Arizona. So number one, you have low pay. And you have a terrible sheriff that retaliates against people allegedly if you look at him wrong. If you call him Thanos. Yeah, I called you Thanos. He gonna show up on my doorstep like, huh? What you gonna say now, huh? I'm here now, huh? No, he's not gonna do that. So now you got a department where we clearly read it in the article that we read, and it was said on an interview by the president of the union down there that they had 155, if I remember the numbers correctly, but it's in the archives, go on a playlist, 155 deputies and 90 of them were on probation. I didn't know nothing about the area, so the first thing I said was, whoa, did they just establish this sheriff's department? Like it's something that they just created? And then I looked it up, and it's one of the oldest police departments in the nation. It's one of the oldest police departments in the nation. This sheriff's department been around longer than most police agencies in America. And 90 out of 155 are on probation. Why? Because they all left. They didn't retire, they left. 2/3, the highest seniority in their detective squad was 3 years. 3 years, they all left. And that's why when the responding officers came on the scene and they saw blood in the front of the house and a ripped off ring camera, they did not identify this as a kid. And they had information that this lady could not even walk to the mailbox without being escorted. It took them almost 8 hours to determine that this was actually a kidnapping or foul play. For 8 hours, they treated this as a missing person. For 8 hours, they treated this as a missing person, ladies and gentlemen, instead of a kidnapping from day one, or foul play from day one, from minute one, rather, I should say, because they had rookie cops responding to this, rookie patrol deputies, rookie detectives. They saw blood all over the front of the house, and they didn't, oh, that's just a coyote. A coyote came and ripped off the ring camera and bled all over the place. It's a coyote. It wasn't a person. That's what it was. It wasn't Nancy. Back door propped open. Nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. Always looks like that. They doing searches around the house and they tossing the gloves out like it's chewing gum on the crime scene. Well, this is why this case got gummed up, shit canned, because you had an inexperienced law enforcement body doing the investigation with a Napoleon complex Marvel supervillain Thanos running their agency. Let's keep going.
We need help. We need someone to tell the truth.
Yes.
I have no anger in my heart. I have hope in my heart. I have love. But this family needs peace.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think we deserve anything more or less than any other person. We don't say, why us, why me, why anything. If I say why me for this horrible thing, then I have to say why me for all the beautiful blessings of my life. Well then, yes, why? I don't know why. I'm grateful for my blessings. And I'm heartbroken for this sorrow.
Yes.
I'm heartbroken.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I am crushed, but I am not abandoned.
Yes.
We are not alone. Do we need an answer? And someone has it in their power to help. It is never too late. And when you do, the warmth of love and forgiveness that will come will be greater than can be imagined. I know what it is to be forgiven.
Yes.
And there is no greater joy.
Yes.
And that joy awaits whoever can hear this and find it in their heart to help.
Yes. You're focusing on people in Tucson. Somebody there must have seen or known something and maybe forgot about it or didn't pay attention to it.
How can someone vanish
Yeah.
without a trace?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Someone knows something, even if that something is someone's been acting strange
Yeah.
for the last.
I really thought they'd have got some good tips with that video that they got. Because, I mean, you know, people have their own gait when they walk, their body language. There's going to be somebody out there that's like, yeah, that's Frank right there. That's Alberto. We do know this time it ain't Tyrone. Finally, it's not one of us. Us. This is either Frank or Alberto or Jorge. It's not a Tyrone, man. Yo, big shout out to Obsidian. First of all, let me just go to the chat real quick because you guys are amazing. I got to give some shout out to people who've been supporting this channel. Big shout out Obsidian with a $13.99 super chat. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Then Obsidian gave us 10 gift memberships. That was very generous of you, Obsidian. We appreciate that. Rockman gave 1 gift membership, and Mind Y'alls gave 5 gift memberships, man. You guys have been very generous to us, and we do appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting us. We definitely need the support as a small growing YouTube channel. And then we had a whole bunch of people who's celebrating, you know, various milestones in their memberships. Obsidian's 15 months. Muzzy Mercat just celebrated joining us as a recruit level. Rockman, 7 months as a white shield. Thank you so much, brother. He says, hit the like button, y'all. Military Ma, 11 months as a patrol member, says, call the Texas Rangers. They don't play. Shit. Yeah, man. If you're going to bring the Texas Rangers in, you might as well fly me in, too. I'll find Nancy. I tell you, I'll find her. Okay, maybe I wouldn't find her, but I still try and find her. Jade, member for 1 month. Appreciate you. And Shelly Stone celebrating 16 months as a patrol member. And Paula Messa celebrating 14 months as a recruit. Let's jump. Oh, shoot. Rachel M celebrating 12 months as a patrol member. Everybody's jumping in now. Jesse Z celebrating 14 months as a recruit. Appreciate you for supporting the channel. Let's get back to this.
7-8 weeks, even if it's just that. Somebody knows.
And you see, one thing I gotta say about this is that and I'm not gonna stop it again for something like this. I mean, I'll stop it again, but not for something like this. Is that I just want to point out that the longevity of the people who join our membership, that should tell you if you're on the fence of becoming a member, look at the longevity. Whenever you see people post how long they've been with the channel, it's always months and years because we put out quality content that people want to watch. All right, you know, we're not the best, we're authentic. And that's called quality. You could be really good and not be authentic, and people can't connect. We're authentic here, and we appreciate that. Killer84, 5 months as a white shield. We appreciate you. And Aki, of course, Aki, you know, you was here from the beginning, sis. Look at her. 47 months as a patrol member. We love you, Aki. We appreciate you. But yeah, the longevity. People come. We like the Roach Motel. Once you get in, you could check in, but you can't leave. That's it. That's it. The Strategic Eye Show is a Roach Motel. You could check in, but you can't leave. Let's keep going.
And maybe somebody's afraid. And I understand that.
Aki's older.
But our hearts are in agony.
Yeah.
We can't breathe. We can't live. We can't go on. We can't be at peace. We can't go forward. We have to know what happened to her.
Yes. You talked about coming back to New York. One of the other enduring images for me was walking into Studio 1A and seeing you there, speaking to everybody. What was it like for you, walking back in there?
I really wanted to come and see everybody.
Yeah.
I just love this beautiful place that we call home, where we get to come and be every day. And I know how much people have prayed for me and loved me. All the people that you see on TV, you know, and then all the people that you don't. All the notes and messages that I have received are just so beautiful. I just wanted to be with my family. They're my family too.
You said something when you were there, and you said, I don't know how to come back, and I don't know how not to come back.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I look at the Today Show, which is the answer to all my dreams, actually better than my dreams.
So how about coming back? I know everyone's wondering.
So it's hard to imagine doing it because it's such a place of joy and lightness, and I can't come back and try to be something that I'm not. But I can't not come back because it's my family.
Just take a year off.
I think it's part of my purpose right now.
I think she need to take like a year off. I mean, I can't tell her what to do. She do whatever she want. You know, and most of us, we don't have those luxuries. You know, we lose loved ones, and I lost my brother, and I had to get back to work in a week. In a week, I had to get back to work. Dude was 40 something, man. I had to get back to work, you know? So we don't all have those luxuries, but if I had the luxury, I'd take a year off, you know? But I don't. So God forbid, you know, God forbid that happens. I got to get back to work. If that happens to me, Aki got to get back to work. Police department tell Aki, all right, go take a couple days off, mourn your brother, and then bring your ass back to work. Dag, man, we don't know how bad we got it, bro. For real. You know, in other countries, you have a baby, you could take a year off to raise your, you know, your baby, 2 years off. In America, yeah, take 2 weeks. Let's keep going.
No. I want to smile. And when I do, it will be real. And my joy will be my protest. My joy will be my answer. And being there is joyful. And when it's not, I'll say so. And I've been so grateful to have this family. I consider this my family, my greater family. And when times are hard, you want to be with your family. And I want to be with my family. And so I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'll belong anymore. But I would like to try. I would like to try. And I'm not going to be the same. But maybe it's like that old poem, more beautiful in the broken places.
Wow. I mean, that was put perfectly. Jenna, I feel like I just want to talk to you because there's no one at this table who's closer to Savannah than you. You guys are like sisters. And I just wanted you to say a few words.
Well, I just want to say everything she said to you over the last 2 days is perfectly Savannah. She has been braver than I can even imagine. She has been so vulnerable. I mean, she took her pain, her heart, her faith, her family in the midst of her despair. She laid it on the table for all of us. She didn't have to do that.
No, she didn't.
And she has, and I think of all of those people who have had heartbreak, they feel seen.
I was thinking that too, because she said she has a purpose, and I was thinking if you can come here and sit here and do this job through that, you are showing something incredible. And I think a lot of people are wondering, well, when?
Well, it's, you know, very sad stuff here, man. I love this guy's suit though. Him and the weatherman dude. What's this guy name? He used to do the weather. That's how he made his break. He was the weather guy, right? He always got good suits. The Today Show always dressed these guys. Al Roker. They always dress these guys nice. I'm a big suit guy. I love suits. I can't wear loud suits like this because of my line of work, but I love these suits. These are very nice suits. Whoever's their stylist. A lot of skills. Yeah, this is very sad. It's very sad. You know? I hope that some of you guys will find it in your heart to give her some grace, because there's a lot of people who just have different opinions, and you can have your opinion. It's all good, but geez, man. Maybe I just see so ugly in this world. I just want to see a little light sometimes. Just a little light. Please, just for strategic. World is so ugly. Let's finish it up and let's get out of here.
And is she coming back? Well, she is coming back to this job that she loves here at Today. And we're glad to say that she will start here, sitting next to this wonderful human being, Craig, Monday, April the 6th.
Because she is not going to let sadness win. Joy is going to be her protest. It is where she belongs. It's where we all want her to be. We cannot wait to welcome her back with open arms here in Studio 1E. There's not been a day that's passed since all of this went down where someone has not come up to me and then someone said, when's Savannah coming back?
When's Savannah coming back?
Yes.
April 6th.
And what's wonderful is it's almost symbolic. You know, after Easter and the resurrection, rising. And I think as a family we'll hold hands and help her.
I had not thought about that.
Of course you did, Mr.
And
Roker.
she had, of course.
Of course,
too,
of course. And I think
Pink suit is sharp. Pink suit is definitely sharp, but you don't like that Obsidian. You like the darkness. You guys know Obsidian is emo. She mad emo. You wear the darkness all over her.
From her point of view, too, I was thinking, imagine if all of your life is so chaotic. There's a place to come that's normal. Like, this is for her.
All right. The banter. You don't need to do the banter to the very end. What kind of background I got? Hey, look at this. Random thing. I don't know. Anyway, that was interesting, guys. I appreciate you guys immensely for joining me. It was a really good interview. I found it to be very powerful, and I thought that it was credible and that she truly felt the emotions that she spoke about and that she conveyed to us. Some of you guys feel differently, and that's okay. You know, the good thing about this show is I'll challenge you, but that doesn't mean I don't like you. Does that make any sense? Like, we don't have to agree on this show. You know, we agree to respectfully disagree. And I think that makes this show awesome. It's authentic because we talk to you guys. We don't just ignore you. How many creators do you watch and you're expressing your opinions in a chat and they're like, they don't care, and they're sending their moderators to obliterate you? We don't do that here on Strategic. All right, we're all adults. We all have our opinions. We have our feelings. We're very passionate about it. I'm passionate about my feelings and my opinions, and so are you guys about yours. And I think that's what makes this place great. All right, but that being said, I thank you guys immensely for joining me tonight, and I really hope that we could eventually get justice for Nancy Guthrie, just like we got justice for Naziah. We got doubly justice for Naziah Harris. We got a prison sentence, and then Well, Jarvis gave us the death penalty, right? So we got great justice for Naziah. We got justice for Madeline Soto. I hope that we get justice for Nancy Guthrie. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Big shout out to everybody who's now a member of our show. Big shout out to all of our Patreon subscribers. Please go over to the Patreon. You can get an unfiltered, raw version of True Crime Strategic. Big shout out to everybody who's on our membership. All right. We'll see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Peace.